So what is going on here? Well, this is an example of a strong female character in a movie. Man, there's plenty more of these examples that we could find. TV shows and movies that have female leads, that have strong female characters in them. They're all over the place. Well, we have this article here from Hollywood and Toto. Disney exec blames woes on racist, sexist fans. Newsletter reveals corporate arrogance behind Mouse House's fall. So thank you all for stopping by and supporting my work. I do appreciate it, even those of you who are here to hate watch me, which I'm getting a lot of lately, which is, hey, help the algorithm. I don't mind. Go right ahead. Watch. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can find me over on Rumble, Twitter, and on BitChute. Let's get into this article, because Disney is, of course, failing, right? We know this. Disney is failing. Now, they might be pulling themselves out. They partnered with Taylor Swift. What is it? Is it her Princess Tour? I don't follow Taylor Swift. Maybe you go down in the comments and tell me what Taylor Swift is doing that Disney is partnering with her for. Now, the unfortunate thing for Disney, fortunately for the non-woke amongst us out here, Disney's going to be putting the recordings of the Taylor Swift tour on Disney Plus. And the last time I checked, I don't know, I don't follow Disney Plus either. The last time I checked, Disney Plus has like a free trial. You can just get a free trial for like 30 days or whatever, so everybody can watch that if they want to. So there's a potential that they're going to pull out of this tailspin. They're spiraling down, heading towards the ground really quickly. They laid off 8,000 people in 2023, right? Was that it? 8,000? 8,000 people laid off 2023. Crazy. That's a lot of people, but I mean, they have lots of employees, so they can spare a few. But still, I mean, they're trying to save money any way they can. Now, what this article says here is, if you would deny Disney is in serious trouble. Yeah. So it's not only me, it's not just me saying that. That's the first line of the article. Stock woes, box office flops, Wish, Haunted Mansion, The Marvels. Theme park struggles, beloved brands struggling for relevance after years of culture dominance, Indiana Jones, Pixar, Star Wars, and the MCU. Yeah, and I mean, all these things are easy to explain why. They're going to say, of course, it's because there's people like me in the world. And I am inherently bad because, in their eyes, if I say, hey, look, there's differences between men and women. There just is. Oh, you're sexist. Okay. There's not really any prominent racism in the United States. Oh, you're racist. No, I'm not. my wife isn't the same race as me. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so they're going to say it's that, right? That's what the article says. Why did Wish fail? People were like, it's communist propaganda. I don't know anything as to why Haunted Mansion failed. The Marvels, I heard, was terrible. I think I have the DVD around here somewhere. I've never watched it. Somebody gave it to me, as I recall. I'm like, okay, thanks for the gift. I appreciate it. Happy birthday to me. But I haven't bothered to waste the time to watch this movie. I heard it was just awful. It was stupid. You couldn't watch it. Why is Indiana Jones, Pixar, Star Wars, MCU failing? Because they went woke. It has absolutely nothing to do with me being anti-woke. It has to do with bad movie making. There's a cottage industry of alternative media outlets documenting Disney's decline. Nerdrotic, The Critical Drinker, The Quartering, Film Threat. Wow. I've watched all of these channels. The only one I watch on a regular basis is The Quartering. What went wrong? The company's hard left turn. For starters, Disney declared war on popular Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, pushed a not at all secret gay agenda, and embraced DEI principles behind closed doors. Yeah, they pushed this DEI agenda behind closed doors, but it was bleeding out into their movies. And this is what people are noticing. It's not that people are against DEI. It's really not. You might think that it is. It might be like, oh, it's just because you don't like DEI, you're anti-woke, you're evil. No, it is not. It is that people are noticing that they're putting DEI above all else. They're not making a good story. They're going, hey, is this diverse enough? Hey, does this have a female lead? Hey, does this have trans people in it? Hey, does this have gay people in it? Hey, does this have enough black people? Hey, does this have all these different things that we need to make it DEI? And it's like, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. Let me give you an example. Action Jackson. Some of you watching this probably have never even heard of that movie. One of my favorite movies when I was a kid. Action Jackson. It's an all-black cast. So I don't know what to tell you about that. I even own a copy of that too. I have that on DVD sitting around here. That's how much I like that movie. So yeah, it's not really about having diversity. Nobody cares. Nobody cared at all until you made it the priority. Then everybody's like, why do you keep pushing this in my face? I'm not a racist. And you pushing it in my face isn't going to make me less racist. Okay? If the company may not be listening to fans all but shouting for the Mouse House to course correct and fast. Yeah, it's not. It's not listening. We've seen this. We've seen this. Where we got this thing here? We got Disney General Entertainment Content Inclusion Standard. So standard A, on-screen representation. Standard B, creative leadership. So creative leadership is 50% or more of a producer and above on writing staff, and 50% or more of co-producer and below on writing staff come from underrepresented groups. And there's more. There's 5 other requirements for standard B. Standard C, below the line. At least 2 of the following 5 areas must be met or fulfilled. Standard C. 50% or more of the line producer and or production department ideas, DP composer, costume designer, editor, production designer, music supervisor, come from underrepresented groups. Again, this is not important. It is not at all important that you have people from so-called underrepresented groups. What is an underrepresented group? Well, I'm going to tell you what an underrepresented group really means. What it really means is non-white, non-male, non-straight. And then you only have to get 2 of these, right? So there's, out of these 5 criteria, you only have to get 2 of them. But it's like, why? Why can't everybody be white on my movie making? Why can't everybody be black in the movie that I'm making? Why can't everybody be Asian, Hispanic, whatever? It doesn't matter. If that's what you want to do, go for it. I don't care. I don't care what races of the people are who are producing this stuff. Working in animation studios, guy sitting right next to me would be black. On more than one occasion that happened. Guy sitting on the other side of me would be Hispanic. It's not like I'm sitting there going, oh, I can't make this movie. There's people that are not white sitting around me. I don't care. I'm there to do a job. Standard D, industry access and career development. So paid employment opportunities such as apprenticeships, internships, expert advisors to facilitate union eligibility for members of underrepresented groups, CTID programming qualifiers. So at least 3 of these of the following 6 areas must be met to fulfill the standards. Training opportunities and or skill development, craft creative and business, including one-off work experience opportunities for students from underrepresented groups. There you go. So they want all these underrepresented groups all the time. That's what this is all about. I'll see if I can find a copy of this online somewhere, and then I'll leave a link to that down in the comments so you can read through it on your own time. Back to the article. Bulwark Culture editor Sonny Bunch shared a snippet from a recent Puck newsletter suggesting Team Disney isn't about to change its ways. The teaser comes from Matt Belloni. That's a weird name. It's not spelled like baloney, but I can only imagine I pronounce it that way. Of Puck News fame, who spoke with an unnamed Disney executive on the company's woes, said executive blamed consumers, not the company, for its problems. Audiences are too sexist, racist, etc. to embrace Disney's product. It's not us. It's you, racist. No. Again, it's not about that. Who's my favorite Jedi? Well, Yoda is my favorite Jedi, and he's certainly not white. He's certainly not even human. But my second favorite Jedi is Mace Windu. Oh, I thought I was an evil white racist, though. What the heck? Huh. Weird. I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand how it is that I'm being, I just can't stop it. I just can't stop being racist, having favorite Jedi that are green or black. Those are my 2 favorite Jedi. Oh, man. And all you had to do was make a good product. I made a 7-part series. You can find it on my channel. 7-part series on The Farce Awakens and why it's a terrible movie. Why it's the worst movie ever made. Just look for it on my channel. You'll find that hours of entertainment for you, dear viewer, about why The Farce Awakens is the worst movie ever made. And it's probably not at this point because I made that before the Rise of Stupidity came out, and I'm sure the Rise of Stupidity is way worse from what I've seen and heard. Sonny Bunch says, I love this from Matt Belloni's newsletter. Disney cannot fail. It can only be failed by the mouth-breathing bigots who refuse to acknowledge the greatness of their films. Not every film that Disney does is great. What was it? Song of the South? Let's see here. Song of the South by Disney. They want to forget this movie exists. It's because apparently this movie is, in their eyes, racist in some way. I don't know. I've never seen it. But there's there's so many bad movies out there that are done by Flubber. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in years, but I'm sure it's terrible. All for the Love of Willa Dean. Terrible freaking movie. I haven't seen that movie in, decades either. It's a terrible movie. There's so many bad Disney live action movies until more recent times were garbage. They were really good at making animated films, and even some of them, like the Black Cauldron, people love that movie. I was bored out of my mind watching it, but there's a lot of these Disney movies that are animated that are not good too, is what I'm saying. What did the feedback have to say here to Sonny Bunch? light feedback this holiday week, but I want to share a DM I got from Disney executive in response to Thursday's column on whether the politicization of Disney brand impacts box office. Everyone says it's the movie stupid, which is an easy thing for people to say. More appealing movies are a great way to jump the political issue. Okay, jump the political issues. But more and more our audience, or the segment of the audience that has been politicized, equate the perceived messaging in a film as a quality issue. They won't say they find female empowerment distasteful in the Marvels or Star Wars, the latest trilogy starring Daisy Ridley, but they will say they don't like those movies because they are bad. So make better movies. Because code for make movies that conform to regressive gender stereotypes or put men front and center in the narrative, which is what you're seeing now and what Bob Iger's pivot is about right now. The Force Awakens, the new Star Wars, one of the main reasons it's garbage is because Daisy Ridley's character, Rey, does not have to struggle to learn the Force. She just automatically knows it, knows how to beat a master Force user. That's garbage. That's bad writing. That's bad storytelling. But that's what the woke are about. They're about like, oh, I'm already special. I'm already perfect the way that I am. I don't need to change. The world needs to change around me. Except critics aren't so keen to Disney's recent product either. Films like Wish, The Marvels, and Haunted Mansion all fared poorly at Rotten Tomatoes. Others earned more positive reviews, but hardly the kind of raves past Disney products earned. Survey says it's complicated. A Puck-produced brand survey offered mixed results for Disney. On one hand, Disney Inc. is suffering from its political leanings. Yeah, make movies stupid. Don't tell me what your politics are. Did the court jester hate the king? I'm sure that he didn't tell the king that he did, if he did. He was there to earn a paycheck, entertain the court, and as a result of which, get room and board in exchange. He didn't need to go to the king and say, yeah, I don't like your policies. All 29 companies have high favorability ratings that's consistent with most opinion surveys of major companies, and people actually carry pretty positive feelings about the major studios, but Disney clearly scores the lowest with 21% unfavorable. No other entertainment company had an unfavorable rating above 11%, meaning Disney is nearly twice as disliked as any other Hollywood entity we included. Hulu, which is owned by Disney, scored especially well at only 8% unfavorable, indicating the problem is the Disney brand, not any of its sub-brands necessarily. Well, okay, so Hulu, I don't like Hulu anymore. And I'm going to tell you why, because Disney bought it. And I don't think Disney owns all of Hulu. Last time I checked, they owned 40% of Hulu, but I could be wrong. I haven't checked my numbers in a while. Maybe you, dear viewer, know and can go down in the comments and let me know how much of a percentage Disney owns of Hulu. But the problem with Hulu that I have is there's no free Hulu anymore. They want to charge everybody for Hulu. The reason people are not so angry at Hulu as they are at Disney Plus is because there are things on Hulu that are not Disney. Am I wrong in that? I mean, there was all sorts of stuff on Hulu that I used to watch before Disney got a hold of it and made it pay to play. And I don't think most of it was Disney stuff. It was other stuff. If the same survey suggests customers won't take that into account if the Disney product in question seems entertaining. Okay. Long story short, if last year's Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny trailer looked exciting, few would have connected the sequel to Disney's ongoing woes. Okay. Dial of Destiny looked exciting. It did look exciting. I didn't watch it because I knew it was going to be a woke movie. I wasn't going to give Disney the satisfaction. It didn't. The film proved to be a flop based on its gargantuan budget, 300 million versus 380 million worldwide gross. That's pretty bad. Disney, come see our films, Mr. and Mrs. Racist. Mr. and Mr. Racist, it says. It doesn't say Mr. and Mrs. It says Mr. and Mr. Okay, weird. Disney still has considerable assets to build a comeback upon, including future sequels. Moana 2, Inside Out 2, Toy Story 5. I like Moana 1. I've never seen Inside Out. No, I did see Inside Out. Okay, I liked Inside Out. And Toy Story, I liked all the Toy Story movies. I think they're kind of beating a dead horse with Toy Story movies. It's like, oh, again, another one? Another Toy Story? But they're trying to get their money, I understand. Of course, these things become more and more woke. You could say Moana was woke because it was about people who weren't white and there was a girl main character. But the thing is you're allowed to make movies about people who aren't white. I mentioned Action Jackson, right? Everybody in the movie's black. Aliens, main character is Ripley. Okay, you can make these movies about these people who are not white straight males, and they're not woke. It's just you're allowed to make movies about whatever. You're allowed to tell stories about whatever you want to. It's not woke just because it's a story about somebody who isn't white and who isn't male, who isn't straight. Okay? Blaming audiences for the company's problems, especially suggesting naysayers are bigots, hardly seems like the best way to deal with the company's financial wounds, you think? If one unnamed executive is saying it, chances are he or she is hardly alone, right? Lots of people are saying, oh, look, we got comments. What do you know? Phil says, this column is obviously outdated and obsolete because Disney just scored a major win with the box office success of Madam Web this past weekend. Oh, wait. Madam Web is Sony, not Disney. That's an easy mistake that a lot of people are making. I wonder why. Yeah. PP says, regression, gender stereotypes pays the bills. Okay. Tony says, the evil executive sounds like a political activist. Yeah. So, I mean, people obviously they get this. James LeMay Jr. says, if you refer to your clientele as deplorable, then they won't come to your cinema showings. Go woke, go broke. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious and straightforward. Disney wants to blame, like I said, the people like me. And I just don't care about these superficial things that they're shoving in my face all the time, saying I have to care about it. You have to care about it. You have to. You must. There's a problem. You have to fix it. And we're going to do it through our films. First off, you got to prove that there's a problem. And then you can bring it up in your films. And if you have a film that's all, a social political message, that's not necessarily wrong. But the way that Disney's going about it is they're saying, hey, look, we have a Marvel action movie here, and we're going to put a political message in it. And people are just like, I just want to see a cool Marvel action movie. What are you talking about? We have, it's a perfect example, we have She-Hulk. And there's going to be a preachy segment in the middle of I think it was the first, maybe it was the second episode, I don't remember now, where She-Hulk goes on about how she deals with anger infinitely more often than a man does because she gets catcalled and we live in an evil patriarchy. And she gets mansplained and we live in an evil patriarchy. And it's like, we don't live in an evil patriarchy, okay? Calm down. I know, because I go to all the patriarchy meetings, and we're just not evil. Sorry, that's just how it is. I mean, the last time we were underneath the burnt-out volcano, you're going to have to go down in the comments, guys, and tell me where the next meeting is. I think it's going to be behind the giant waterfall this time, but I don't remember for sure. Just remind me where it is, and we'll be there. Don't worry. And the fact that men don't have to deal with anger as much as women do. Men don't get crapped on by people all of the freaking time. Holy crap. I can tell you that my masculinity has not kept me from getting crapped on by people. Wow, I have students trying to get me fired because they're not doing their job as students. And then they're blaming me going, well, he's not available for blah, 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 blah. I need to show up at 3 o'clock in the morning for these students. And they try to get me fired because I'm not available for them at 3 o'clock in the morning. Are you kidding me? Really? I'm not getting crapped on because I'm a man, right? That's how it works. Don't even give me that. So anyway, that's all I got for this time. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Here's your palate cleanser. Enjoy.
It's good.